Okay. Now maybe you guys can hear me a little bit better. Okay. So I started this stream to kind of show you guys. Whoa, hello. I started this stream to show you guys what's going on with the computer that I do my main edits on, and I'm kind of stuck using this right now, which is an ancient laptop from 2013. I think it says there's the specs on it. It's ancient. But yeah, it has HDMI, and you're gonna hear that air conditioner kick on and off because I'm up here in the loft, but I can't really do a whole lot about that because all my connections for everything are up here. Hopefully that isn't going to be too distracting. Actually, let's go ahead and kill it. So what's happened was okay, I got good news, I got bad news, and I got worse news. Okay, so today is the 17th of August 2021. And I've been having some trouble with my computer up until, and this is probably really jumpy, and according to my preview, it's really jumpy, and yeah, it's not good. But I'm live with 85 Studios. My name's Elijah. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe if you want. Check out our content that we have. We do everything from paranormal to aerial photography to aerial recordings. We do computer tech stuff. We do all kinds of stuff here. It's pretty much an everything channel. Everybody's welcome, and you're welcome to leave a comment if you have a suggestion or what have you for the channel. But yeah, that's the gist of it. So about the middle of June, I started having issues with my build here, my machine that I built. And as you can see, currently there is no power supply in the machine, and all the hard drives and everything are disconnected and removed, except for the M2. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there's the M2 solid state drive. All the SATA has been taken out and everything. It's not a huge deal, and I can put all that back together, but what happened was this right here. Now, these power supplies, I grabbed the parts off of, I think it was either Newegg or Amazon, and the power supply, it is a 1,000-watt power supply. Well, if you can see here, I've got the I can't tell if you see that or not. Let me get some light on here for you. The power, the video card that I have is a EVGA GeForce GTX 980 Ti. It's an SC model. And then I've got the G-Skill Ripjaws. I've got water cooling. I've got an Intel Core i7 4790K. I've got a Sabrent Rocket 1TB M2 solid state drive. And this is a Gigabyte Z97X Gaming 5 motherboard. And what ended up happening was I had it running on this for every day, probably for about maybe 4 or 5 years. And the power supply, while it looks relatively clean, you have to pardon my mess here because this is kind of storage area, it looks relatively clean. Let me see if I can get some light over here. It's kind of dark up here. But it looks relatively clean, and the power supply actually does fire up and work. the problem with it is the motherboard will not post because it's giving me a power supply error. So it started doing the beep codes, and I actually looked up the beep codes, and the beep codes are for power supply, PSU. So took the power supply out, tested it, and I did the old green wire, black wire paperclip test. And I went through and I started measuring voltages on it. All the voltages are good. But when I put a load on some of these connectors, I started noticing that something in the power supply is actually cutting the power to them. So the way that the computer works is the CPU has a pin on it that says power good, and your power good pin is actually right here. It's going to be this right here to your gray. That's going to be power good. It's going to be 3 volts or 5 volts, I believe. I can't remember for sure. And what that's going to do is once the power goes to the CPU and the switch activates the green and black. Okay, the CPU sends a signal up this power good wire, the gray one here, and tells it that the machine is working. From there, there's a constant monitor on the 24-pin header from the motherboard to the power supply, and it measures the voltages coming off the power supply. If the voltage on the power supply is not the correct voltage, then it will shut down the computer, and the computer will not run anymore. And once it shuts down, it will not post again until such time as that is fixed. I have another power supply here that's 12 volt, but it is actually a 20 pin, not a 24 pin. That's a 24. That's a 24. This is a 24, but it's a different style. So we got 24, and then we've got these 4 here. So these are for extra power, and it looks like they're going to be a 12 and a 5. Yellow's 12, and a red is 5 volts. So look at you. Hi, you. You're the puppy. That's a puppy. That's a puppy. She's my helper today. So this power supply, being that it is it looks like it can put out 170 watts. And it looks like, okay, the outputs, yeah, it's 170 watts. And this one is 1,000 watts. Key thing for this is it doesn't have this extra header, so I can't power the motherboard with it. So, and this is going to be right here. This is going to be your 8+1, or yeah, I think it's 8x8 connector. Not enough power to power the video card for sure. I've got another one coming in that is a 2,000 watt power supply that's designed for Bitcoin mining. Should have all these connections that I need on it, and then some extra ones for it. But the problem with it is it's caught up in customs. So China, it's coming from China, order through eBay, caught up in customs. So it may not be here until the 22nd or 11th or something like that of September, the 11th of September. So I'm dealing with that, and I won't be able to... What? Whoa, cries. What? Hi. What do you want? What do you want? What are you doing? Okay, bye. Alright, okay. She's just being weird. But yeah, oh, she's upset because I turned off the air conditioner. What? What do you want? I'm live on YouTube. What do you want? Saf. Go lay down. Go on, go lay down. Okay. Anyway. So, we got that. ordered, but it's not going to be here for a while. And meantime, I've got this old laptop that Troy Boy gave me. That's basically all we have. We can live stream from it, but we can't really do anything else from it. And we can barely live stream from it. In fact, some days we can barely watch YouTube videos on it. So that's a thing. Personal build here. I'll have it up and running shortly after I get my power supply. I've got Super Clean, company called Super Clean that's wanting us to make a video for them, a sponsored video. And then we've got the okay. Okay. The real reason why I'm going live here is because I've been kind of upset today. I've got something going on where my mom actually gave me a call this morning. I got word that my grandma died today. And they don't know why. They suspect maybe she might have had COVID, but I don't know for sure. They don't know for sure. My uncle is Rick Bright. He's with this, used to be with CDC. He's a pretty important guy, pretty good guy. But yeah, he works with CDC. He wanted to do a COVID test on her. She had respiratory problems a couple nights ago when my mom called her, and my mom asked her about it. She said she's fine, and then they found her this morning. She had a friend staying with her last night, friend of the family, and they found her this morning around 5 a.m., and she would not wake up, and she had no pulse. So I lost my grandma this morning. I don't know, sometime last night. And I knew my grandma pretty well, but I'm not extremely close with her, but this is my mom's mom. And I already lost my grandma on my dad's side back in 2006, and then I lost my dad in 2009. I lost my great-grandma in, I believe, 2010, and several aunts and uncles. I hate death. I really hate death, and I don't know really. It's hard for me to handle death, just as I don't know. I guess I'm kind of at this point where it's kind of like a disbelief kind of thing, and you don't really know how to handle it. But I mean, there's a grieving process there. It's just, and then the other part of that is with COVID and everything, the Delta strain and everything going around. I don't know if we're going to want to go to a funeral where there's a bunch of people around and that kind of stuff, because I've had the Moderna shot, both shots. Supposedly there's a booster coming out or something, possibly for the Delta variant. But I don't know. So and I don't trust the vaccine. I got it because I don't know, and I don't trust it, and I don't want to get sick. I'm working from home. I'm working for a company called Teleperformance, and they are contracted for Apple, and so I'm Apple support. And I can't really say a whole lot about that because it's my job, obviously, and I'm live here on YouTube, and the world's watching. But it's a good job. I basically go downstairs and I hop on the computer that they sent me, and I answer calls. I'm a multimedia services support advisor. So if anybody has problems with their accounts, call 1-800-MY-APPLE, and you can get a hold of one of the advisors. I'm one of the advisors. There's thousands of us, and we'll help you out, right? with billing issues or what have you, tech issues, what have you. Or we'll transfer you to tech because we aren't technically tech unless we're MSS plus. Or yeah,